Hi there, I'm Shane Spears and welcome to another edition of Summit Scale, beaming out to you from the beautiful city of Bath in the UK. My guest today is Bruce Eckfeldt. Bruce, a very warm welcome. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me, Shane. I appreciate it.
For those of you that don't know him, Bruce is a consultant, coach, author and speaker on organisational development and performance management. Originally an architect, he was a pioneer in the use of computer-aided design and 3D modelling. He later transitioned to software design and development, converting his spatial problem-solving skills to information architecture and user experience design of digital software products. And today Bruce uses his experience as an entrepreneur and Inc. 500 CEO to help high-growth companies scale more quickly with less drama. He is an expert in business and operational growth strategy, talent planning, performance coaching, and using lean agile to achieve operational excellence. Brilliant stuff. Bruce, the title of our interview today is Keys to Building a Successful Leadership Team, and we have 5 minutes for the interview. If you're ready, I'll start the clock.
Let's do it.
So why do CEOs need to build a leadership team?
Well, in a simple way, they can't do it themselves. As a company is going to get bigger and they're going to grow and they're going to scale. And both from a capacity point of view is that they can't do all the work that it takes to lead and grow a company to a significant scale, but also from really a mindset and a experience and a capability point of view. No one person is going to have everything in their head that needs to be there to be able to successfully deal with all the problems with scaling a business. So the leadership team ends up becoming this really important stage in a CEO's kind of development or the company's development and really the CEO's leadership style.
Yeah, brilliant. And do you feel that's becoming increasingly so because in this world of, constant change and disruption and uncertainty that we find ourselves in?
Yeah, well, look, business is definitely become more dynamic, right? The facets that go into companies now, everything from technology to marketing to complex supply chains. I mean, the knowledge base and the expertise needed to really grow and scale a company has become much larger. Also, just the pace and the speed at which business is developing and that companies grow. Just the sheer volume of change that an organization has to go through to really go through that scaling process is something that you need a team. You need a team to be able to do that. And you need a high performance team. And that's really kind of the double edge of this is you need to build a team, but it needs to be the right team and it needs to be a high performance team.
Yeah. And I kind of thinking about, the good to great and all of that, and they're getting the right people on the bus. What common mistakes do CEOs make when selecting people for their leadership team?
Yeah, well, I think there's two. Two that I see a lot anyway. One is they try to do it like somebody else. They see somebody else with a particular leadership team and particular people on their leadership team. They say, oh, well, that's working so well for them. I'm going to do that here. The fact is that your leadership team, as a CEO, your leadership team needs to be a function of you. And you need to understand what your strengths and weaknesses are, what role you're going to play, the nature of your business, the nature of your market, your culture. And you need to design that team to complement you in the right way. So I think that's challenge number one, or kind of mistake number one a lot of CEOs do, is they go out and they try to replicate some other situation they see, and that's just not their situation. Yeah. The second one is, I think it's a common mistake to surround yourself with people that you kind of like. And that's kind of there's kind of a double problem with that. One is that it typically means you're not creating sort of diversity of opinion and thought. You're not creating that constructive conflict on the leadership team, which you really, really need. Yeah. You create a lot of yes people. The other thing is that you're typically not, we talk about, you want to, as a CEO, you kind of want to be the dumbest person in the room relative to all these different areas. Where as a CEO, you're kind of a generalist and you're figuring out how to integrate and coordinate and strategize multiple different domains. But you want someone who's much better at sales. You want someone who's much better at technology. You want someone who's much better at operations on your team. If you're smarter than they are in that subject, in that domain, then something's gone wrong. Like you haven't used that opportunity to level up the skill capability. You're finding people who will execute on your orders, which is really not what you want at the C-suite.
No. Brilliant. And how do you make a leadership team effective?
Well, so some of it is just how do you make any team effective, and you look at, what goes into high performance teams. And the fundamental piece there is really around, do you have the ability to have constructive, critical debate around topics, right? If you're not able to engage in real debate around the issues that are facing you as a team, then you're not going to really push the ideas. You're not going to push the envelope. The other thing we really focus on is team level results. I always say that you've reached a level of high performance when any individual on the team is willing to forego what may be a personal gain or a personal win for a team win. Yeah. Right? So they have to be willing to give up on a personal objective, a personal or a local optimization for them for the better performance or the better success of the team. So focusing on team level results rather than individual results. I think those are two that just any team needs to achieve, or any high performance team needs to achieve, and it's true with the leadership team. With leadership teams, it's really, for me, it's when they start to focus more on external factors and strategy rather than internal factors and operations. And it's a very difficult transition to make, because it's so easy to find all the problems that are going on in the company and just focus on all the internal problems. They're right in your face, they're screaming at you. And the discipline to say, no, we're going to spend some time on those, but our goal is to really focus on external view, what's going on in the market with customers, with competitors, trends, technology, and how are we going to position ourselves strategically, and what are the moves we're going to make. That's really the role of a strategy and a leadership team.
Yeah, brilliant. And the key role, I guess, of the leadership team is get the things in place, get the rest of the organization focused on those execution things, get all the routines and the systems in place for them to be able to do that. Yeah.
Set the priorities. I mean, the leadership team fundamentally is setting a set of priorities based on a strategy that then guide the operations and the execution for the rest of the team, the rest of the organization.
Brilliant stuff, Bruce. As I said when we first came online, I could talk to you about this stuff all day. So, folks, for more resources, check out the website. The link will be below, www.eckfeldt.com/leadership-teams, and there's some great resources there. Bruce, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Shane, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks for checking out our Summit Scale podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes and subscribe, rate us and leave a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to learn more about the work we do, or are looking for a load of free resources to help with scaling your business, check out our website, www.summitleader.com.